Hello everyone, and welcome to the video. I'm Chris, or Solonaras. Today I want to talk to you about a subject that has been with me like all my life, epilepsy. And I'm using this hand so I can show you that, this is my warning hand. um, Basically, this video is about how to overcome the fear of having epilepsy, as well as uh, overcoming the fear of living independently without anyone in your life, without any guard dogs, bracelets, nurses, or family like in your house. Just you and the world. So let's begin. Uh, okay, I'm going to begin by telling you a story, like my story of how it began with me, and through that, you're going to understand how I dealt with it and the way I made it happen like once or twice a year instead of like once or twice or three times or four times a week or a month. Anyway, let's begin. So when I was 8, uh, I had a lot of trouble in my family, like chaos, because like my mother died, and I had a lot of trouble between my grandparents, my parents, and yeah, it kind of like initiated the whole epilepsy thing to start happening. So I was 8. I was playing PlayStation at the time, and I went to bed at 8 o'clock. And as I was in bed, I woke up and it just happened. Like it was like a shocking event for me. I couldn't see. My eyes went up. My grandmother was shouting above me. My auntie was shouting above me. Everyone. And yeah, I was scared to death. um, anyway, like I kept having them. Like I went to the hospital. They said, you don't have anything. It passed, and they couldn't find any solutions for me. They just gave me like that needle that they put when you lose like sugar in your blood. Anyway, I went home, and in the next days it kept happening continuously. And yeah, I was a scared kid. I was like trying to hold my fingers away, trying to just make it stop. Um, at that time, the doctor said to my family that I won't be able to live a good life or as a man. They told my family that I will always need a guardian, I will always need to be watched over, uh, and yeah, I wouldn't get a job, I wouldn't be able to have a family, I wouldn't be able to do anything on my own. Um, so I grew up with a family that was afraid all the time, and I kept going to school even though I had it. I kept going out even though I had it, and I didn't let it affect me, affect my life. I knew that it would happen around like nighttime when I went to bed because I was usually more tense. Like I could feel in my brain that I had more stress. So as time went by, and every time it happened, I was observing it, and being more patient in my mind, and like measuring how long it would go, measuring how I feel, like my senses. And slowly, I observed that if you just let it happen one time, and you just like, you fall on the ground, no, you sit on the ground basically, you let it happen, and you stay calm in your head, like at the back, just waiting for it to stop and listening to whatever is around you, it gets easier and it gets less frequent. So over time, while I was observing my cycle, it went from me having it every 3 or 4 days to me having it once every 2 months. So I continued as a kid to focus on my school, on my friends, on my, going out, playing PlayStation. And even though it scared me, like whenever it would happen, because I wasn't waiting for it, I knew that, okay, once it happens, then I will get up and I will wash my face and I will feel like refreshed and everything, That's one good thing about it. It makes you feel uh, relaxed, makes your body like wobbly. And if you put water on you, on your hands, on your face, after it's done, after you stood up, then you feel like refreshing. It's not like normal water sense. All right, so what happened later? I came to Cyprus because I realized that the UK for me um, was always tense, that gray color outside. And yeah, I came to Cyprus where there was the sun, where I could get out, where I could like actually not be cold all the time, and I could use my energy to play and yeah, do whatever I like. Um, and that helped a lot. It helped it become even more less frequent, up to the point where I was having it like once every 4 months. Yeah, every 4 months, once. What, depending on if I was stressed, like maybe twice. Um, and at some point, I remember I had it while I was at university, and it was in front of my friends. I didn't want it to happen, but it did. And yeah, I was like, damn this. I hope I didn't have it and stuff. That's what we all say, right? Um, anyway, it happened, and the people around me took it pretty well. And so I said to myself, you know what? It's okay. Go out, live your life, and when you have the time to be independent, just live your life as normal. And if it happens, you know how to be safe. You just lay down and wait for it to happen, and then stop and get up again. So I kept on doing that for all my university years, and a little while after, I moved into to my home, like to live as a bachelor, independent person. No bracelets, no dogs, nothing. Just like two medications, which is like Triletal and Quetra, which I was taking anyway from 8 years old, and that's it. So even though I was taking the medication, it would happen, but not as frequent. And I realized that the medication was only as strong as it could be. The rest, I had to do it with my mind. I had to meditate, I had to eat well, I had to exercise, and yeah, it helped a lot to the point where now I have it like once or twice a year. And yeah, it's maybe 3 times if it's like a super stressful year. Um, so I started getting jobs. I started living on my own. Uh, and yes, it happened. But the first time it happened when I was living on my own, I felt a bit scared. But once it did happen and I saw myself after it finished, I realized that I could do this. I could be on my own. I could live my life the way I want to, even with this stupid thing in my head. Like, and I programmed myself to tell me if there's like something wrong, like to give me a warning. So whenever something is wrong and whenever I'm close to having it, my hand warns me with like a shock or electricity or numbness. So I know, okay, Chris, dial it down a bit, relax, and you won't have it today. Possibly. And yeah, like day by day, working on my mind, working on my emotional stability, because that also plays a part. And like just being in balance with everything, stable as a rock. It helped me lessen it to, yeah, like once or twice a year. So yeah, that's my secret, uh, work with your mind. By the way, another secret that you need to know. Whenever whenever you feel that it's gonna happen, try to stop it. Like, grab your finger so that there's no contact. If it's not if it's not the strong one, I mean, then yeah, grab your finger, uh, and say stop, or think in your mind, stop. The way I learned this when I was around 23, 24, when it was trying to happen, and my hand was telling me, it's gonna happen, so get ready for it. And I was pissed off at the idea of happening, in front of my friends. So I knelt down just to be safe, and I put my hand like this to like pull the finger away, so there's no contact. And I told myself, stop, enough. And I tried to feel the electricity in my hands, in my fingers, and cut like the road that it would usually take to send the voltage. I did this by freezing, like when it would go numb, I would go like this. I would stay without moving, and I would observe where the electricity is in my hand, and I would like use small eye twitches or finger twitches or very slight breathing to control the electricity in my hand. And slowly, by observing how it worked, I started stopping the epilepsy from happening. So from then on, my hand would go numb, get ready for it, and I would like just say, enough, and I would like twitch it away. I would like take the electricity away and regain my hand's ability to move. So yeah, that's how I overcame uh, the main problem of not controlling it, by working with the mind and by working with your inner strength to actually command your body, command your brain to do what you want instead of what it wants. Alright? So remember that. Command it. So yeah, after that I continued my life living alone. I had like a couple of relationships. I traveled a few countries, and yeah, now I work at a 5-star hotel. Life is good. So don't be afraid to have epilepsy. Don't be afraid of what might happen. Accept that you have it. Accept that it might happen sometimes, so be ready for it. And accept that, you know what, I'm gonna go live my life, gonna do what I want, gonna go on those dates, climb those mountains or whatever, like anything. I also climbed a mountain and did like rope diving as well from the mountain. So basically, do what you want in life and just leave like a small space next to you, that so that if you ever feel it, that it's strong enough to put you down, you can just, sit down, lay there on your side and let it happen. If it's something mild, then, just stay as you are, freeze, observe, and let it move back. Let it take that command from your brain back to your brain so that it doesn't happen. So that's my story. That's my secret of how I controlled it and how I dealt with it. And yeah, so don't be afraid. That's my message. Don't be afraid. Work on yourself. Do everything you want, and hopefully at some point you won't even know it's there, like me. Except if you're under stress, where you need to actually realize it's there and chill out. Anyway, have a good day. Thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe if you want more. It helps a lot with me also, like to motivate me to make more videos like this. And comment below like your story, or comment below any questions you have, uh, and I'll try to help as much as I can. Have a good day, and see you on the next video. Bye.